Okay, right, I know that this is really kind of crappy production value right now, but this is the start of a very long vlog. It might actually end up being multiple episodes of a vlog, but I am so excited right now. As a lot of you will know, I am a third year astrophysics student studying at the University of St Andrews. Hi, if you haven't met me, I'm Thomas. Nice to meet you. And something that a lot of people do during a degree, if they're intending on going into academia, is what you do as a research project. So that's what I'm going to be doing next summer, so in a few months' time. This is currently the 26th of January, and I now know what I'm going to be doing. About nearly 2 months ago now, I emailed one of the academics in St Andrews that I've worked with. I was like, hey, I'd really like to work with you, something to do with star formation. And he was like, yeah, sure, we can do something. And then we got to exams and I got busy, and then it got to preparing for the new semester and everything went sort of mental with COVID. So he got very busy. But as of about 3 hours ago, I now know what my project is. I had a call with him and it's so exciting. What we're going to be doing is some numerical simulation work on star formation. We're going to be looking at adding in the feedback from supernovae into an existing simulation to see what effect that has. Now, feedback from supernovae is all the light and heat and gas that's added back into the interstellar medium when a supernova happens. Basically, how does it affect star formation? Does it speed it up? Does it start it? Does it stop it? Who knows? Let's find out. Annoyingly though, the slight issue with him being very busy is that, well, the deadline for one of the funding applications that I want to do is on Sunday. We're currently at about 6 PM on Tuesday evening. And that's the deadline on Sunday is for him to endorse it. I need to have the application done realistically by the end of tomorrow. So this is going to be, let's do a research proposal in under 48 hours. Yay! In fact, it's more like under 24. When I started, it was under 48. Yeah, this is going to be fun. But yeah, I figured this is exciting. This is something you probably don't see very often from YouTubers, is the stuff that you do around the degree. It's not part of the degree classification, but it's really fun. So let's vlog the hell out of this. Yeah, I'm currently in January. By the time this comes out, the chances are I'll probably have finished the project. So you're probably seeing this in probably about August, September, October time. How's COVID doing? Is it going well? Cool. I'll see you in a few days, if not weeks. Who knows? Yeah. I'm gonna go. Okay, so it's been a couple of days. I realised I didn't actually explain a lot of what was going on with summer project stuff. Basically, a summer project is a research thing you can do during the summer, funnily enough, that gives you sort of an idea of what research is like in science. It's something that a lot of people who want to do a PhD will do to see if they actually like doing research. It's exactly why I'm doing it. But the funding thing is the big issue. Who pays for your keep? Like your rent, your the ability to pay for food. You need funding or it makes it extremely hard to do it because you don't get a student loan for it. So you apply to different funding bodies. There's a few in the School of Physics here at St Andrews. There are some external bodies such as the Carnegie Trust, which is the one I've been applying to. It's the one that I had to do the case for support in about 27 hours. That's now been submitted. I need to check with my supervisor to make sure he's done the endorsement because the deadline for that is Sunday. But yeah, I'm quite glad that's all that I submitted the bit that I need to now. But it also means I now know what I'm going to be doing for the project. Basically what I'm going to be doing though is there's a simulation, I'm not entirely sure what name it's got, but there's a simulation used to model star formation in spiral galaxies. But one of the things that hasn't been included in the simulation yet is what we call supernova feedback. Now, feedback is whenever energy is put back into the system that's previously been taken and stored somewhere, for example, in this case, inside a star. And the idea is that I'm trying to work out if the explosions from the energy put back into a molecular cloud by a supernova explosion has a marked effect on the star formation. And does it slow it down? Does it speed it up? Does it trigger it? How does it affect future stars? And it's modelling the process of putting that feedback back in when an explosion goes off and modelling what happens. So what I'm going to be doing is building the code for that. It's something I've never done before. It's something I'm quite excited to do because, it's building stuff for a simulation that will actually be used. Like, it's not just a sort of like a pet project or something that will never get used in a module exam. It's something that will actually be used by scientists to do science. So, I mean, I've got to get it right. But yeah, that's what I'm applying for funding to do. But that's what I'm doing. And now that I'm slightly less overwhelmed by being absolutely buzzing about it, I've now been able to explain that to you. Good morning, everyone. Today is the 8th of June. It is a Tuesday. It is actually technically day 2 of my project, and it is awesome. Okay, so yesterday I didn't do particularly much. I've been given 3 papers to read. I'm meeting with my supervisor this afternoon, and yeah, I read one of them yesterday. I started a second one. I'm now trying to get through all of those. It is about 10:30, so I have a lot of work to do for an undisclosed meeting time later today, but hopefully it'll be fine. Also, I'm also over the moon today because I got my module results for semester 2 of 3rd year, the first year that counts towards my degree properly. And I passed! I'm averaging a first. It's awesome. I'm so happy. But yeah, I need to get to work. I'll check in with you guys later once I've read a bit more of these papers, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what I've been reading. And then after the meeting with my supervisor, I'll tell you a bit more about what it is I'm going to be doing once I understand it a bit more. Sound good? Cool. I'll see you in a bit. Good afternoon. It is now 4:10-ish on Tuesday, the 8th of June 2021, and I am not quite at the end of my second day on the project, but we're a good way through it. The exciting things that have happened today, well, I mean, I've read some papers, but not particularly exciting. One of them was just stupidly long, and quite frankly, I'm not going to read an 80-page paper. There is no reason to read an 80-page paper unless you need to understand everything. It's mostly a reference for a big simulation that I'm going to be using bits of, I think. We sort of understand how to simulate a supernova happening. Now, if you're not familiar, a supernova is when a massive star dies and it explodes in a massive explosion that creates a load of random stuff, which we're not particularly interested in. We're more interested in what that stuff does in terms of impacting star formation and that sort of thing in a galaxy. Now, when I say it gives you a lot of stuff, I mean like heavy elements like carbon and iron and that sort of thing. Like, actually, those are bad examples. Heavier elements than iron, actually. But it produces anything heavier than iron was produced in these supernovae. Now, that's not important. What we're talking about is how supernovae affect like star formation and the galaxies that they're in and the molecular clouds that they can be in. And we want to know that. Now, we can simulate a supernova happening. I'll explain this later when I understand it a bit more. And we can also simulate like galaxy-wide changes and stuff, like how clusters form and that sort of thing. But there's a disconnect. Now, in some big cosmological simulations, when they decide a supernova is happening, they just add in a load of thermal energy. But that doesn't quite work. We need the kinetic energy as well to affect things. Basically, what we need is a way to know when the supernova is going to happen, because it varies for different stars and stuff of different masses. And then we need to be able to make the simulation go from, yes, a supernova needs to happen, to implementing the way of doing the supernova that we already know how to do. We've already done that. Well, not me, and not with my supervisor. One of my supervisor's previous PhD students figured out how to do this as part of his PhD, I think, or maybe a postdoc. I'm not 100% sure. He figured out how to do this, but there's still this disconnect that needs to be done, and that's what I'm going to have to work on, I think. I still have a lot to learn on that. I've just spent the last half an hour learning how to use Git for version control, so that's fun. If you're not familiar with Git, you might have heard of GitHub. It's sort of, they're related to each other. It's basically, it lets you track changes so that when you spend 3 hours doing something and then realise that it's completely wrong, you've got an older version to go back to. So that's helpful, and I can now do that for anything I do in this project because I've set up a Git repository for it. So that's all good. I've now got to go and read some of this guy's thesis, the guy who did the stuff with the Supernova simulation. But I've also got to install part of a bigger simulation called Phantom, I think. Yes. I've got to figure out how to download that and install it. It's on GitHub at the minute. I've never done this before. A lot of this is new. It's going a lot more into computer science land than I've ever gone into. But I'm excited about it. It's good. It's good. I'm excited. You can tell I'm just a bit giddy about getting to do stuff that's like actual science. Yeah. I should probably go and do some actual science. Hopefully this is interesting to you. I'm going to do a few more of these videos throughout the project. Just like tell you a bit about what I'm doing and what it's like to do a research project. At the minute I'm feeling slightly underqualified, but I'm hoping that will dissipate. If not, this could be 6 long weeks of imposter syndrome. Let's not think about imposter syndrome. I need to go and download some code, and then I need to go and read a chapter of a thesis. I'll see you guys in a bit. I might not see you guys later today. If not, I will see you tomorrow. See ya. Hey, Editing Thomas here from a week after that Thomas was just talking to you. Now, I'm just going to finish this video here because there's a lot of vlog footage from the first week. I'm going to try and cut it down for this week, the second week and the subsequent weeks, but there's a lot from the first week and we've also had the sort of setup for funding and everything. So I will end it here. There'll be another video out soon with the rest of the first week of the project, and then we'll try and keep it to 1 a week going forward unless there's something crazy big. So if you've enjoyed this so far, please like, comment, subscribe and hit the bell icon. Hit the bell icon and you'll get notifications for the future episodes in this series. There's going to be a load of videos over the next few weeks telling you a bit more about what I'm up to, and hopefully you find it interesting. So I'll see you in the rest of week 1's videos, and then hopefully in the future videos after that. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!